working with right-angled triangles, we can use either Pythagoras or trigonometry to solve a number of problems. With Pythagoras, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we know two sides and we find the third side. For instance, I might know the two short sides, a and b, and I can use the theorem of Pythagoras to find the long side, the hypotenuse. Or I might know the hypotenuse in one of the other two sides. Again, by substituting and rearranging, I can find that other short side. With trigonometry, remember, it's all about the relationships between sides, pairs of sides, and the angles. The sine of the angle is the ratio of the opposite side to the hypotenuse. The cosine of the angle is the ratio of the adjacent sides to the hypotenuse, and the tangent of the angle is the ratio of the opposite side to the adjacent side. So if I know one side and one angle, I can find another side. If I know, say, the opposite and the angle, I can find the hypotenuse using sine. If I know the hypotenuse and I know the angle, I can find the adjacent using cosine. And if I know the opposite and I want to find the adjacent, I can use tan of the angle to find that. Alternatively, I can find angles. If I know two sides, I can find an angle. For instance, if I know the opposite and the adjacent, I know that they give me the tan of the angle. I just need to find out what angle has that as its tan. If I know the adjacent and the hypotenuse, that gives me the cosine of the angle. Just remember, when I'm finding the angle, I want to use the inverse functions, inverse sine, inverse cosine, or inverse tangent, because these functions tell me which angle has which angle has that as its sine, which angle has that as its cosine, for instance. So with our Pythagoras and trig, if I know two sides, I can find a third side using Pythagoras, or I can find an angle using trigonometry. If I only know one side and one angle, I'm going to find another side using trigonometry.